how I turned this into this. I'm calling this one the ugly juniper. This was in our half off section or clearance section at the nursery. It's got a lot of dead branches and looking pretty rough. My guess is it's root bound in here and it got too dry at one point and probably needs some fertilizer too. But it's got a massive trunk that I could see. So I think this has potential for bonsai material. And it does have some healthy growth here. So let's clean this up and see what it looks like. All right, I got my first bit of cleanup done and it's better than I expected. There's still a lot of yellowing in there on those lower limbs, a lot of limbs that start off yellow and then turn to green. But I cleaned up this trunk and it looks really nice. Nice and thick. The branching is pretty cool, evenly spaced. It's got lots of back budding going on. It's got new growth going on. So I think this tree is going to make a nice recovery. And I think it's got some nice potential. So I'll see what else I can prune off of this. I'm probably going to reduce the size of this to make that trunk look even bigger. All right, I'm going to do something crazy. So this is the biggest branch on the tree. It sticks out the farthest, it's the thickest. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to cut it off like here so that I can potentially make this stump into some dead wood, driftwood type look. But I think that's going to be still leave us with a really interesting trunk line here if I remove this big one. Let's try it. Here we go. All right. Actually, I like that a lot. I think that was a good choice. All right, I went ahead and peeled the bark off of that and styled it a little bit so it looks like it just kind of snapped off over time. Next, we got to figure out what the top of this tree is going to be. You know, they say less is more with bonsai, so I'm actually going to take this branch off too. And I'll probably leave a little stump just in case I want to driftwood it, but I may not. All right, so, oh, that's looking pretty cool. I might actually driftwood this one, take this off, if I decide this is going to be the front of the tree. We'll see. Side note, I just got this turntable in the mail. It's a little cheap one, so it doesn't like spin very well, but I put this stepping stone on it. It makes it work better. Check it out. The extra weight helps it out. Still don't know what to do though. Like, do I make this? So here's what I was working with. Do I make this the front and then drag this down like that? Something weird. Do I chop off a big chunk of this? Just trying to figure it out. I've decided on a plan and it's kind of a painful one, so I wired these branches down, but I'm gonna take this whole thing off. And then this is gonna be the new top of my tree. I'm gonna bend this wire down and then I'm gonna take this big thing off. So it's gonna be some drastic cuts and then some wiring, but I need to get the middle to be taller to make it kind of triangular shape. So this whole thing over here has gotta go. Okay, that's the first big cut. Well, I did it. I did another big cut. So let me do some wiring and see if we like how this turned out. All right, well, I'm done with my wiring. I did get some dead wood on here, 2 spots. Never done it before, so I think it looks pretty cool. I got some interesting movement in the branches. I did a lot more pruning. Yeah, the ugly juniper. Alright, I think I'm done for now. This is what I'm calling the front right here. Let me just spin this around where you can see. So yeah, here it is. The ugly juniper. Is it still ugly? Well, that's in the eye of the beholder. I'm gonna let it grow in this pot for a little longer, and then I will try to get to repot it at this angle in a real bonsai pot at a future date.